So, due to popular demand, we are reviewing the Wolverine International trailer. Came out a while ago, but it is a huge trailer, huge movie, and we want to please the fans. Right, Jimmy?
That's right. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm David.
And this is Instant Trailer Review.
For the Wolverine, starring Hugh Jackman. Not so instant, but getting there. We're on our way.
Belated trailer review.
So this is James Mangold.
Mangold.
Mangaloid?
Mangaloid.
Yeah.
I had to screw up a name somewhere along the line.
So Wolverine looks like he's in a cave, like a real animal.
Yeah.
And this is...
I'm assuming Canada.
It's been a long time coming for this trailer because... Normally, you put out a trailer
this
7-8 months before
a
film
July
comes
movie,
out.
and we didn't get this.
Yeah, but it's been a marketing blitz because you cannot go anywhere right now without seeing
a billboard.
The billboard for Wolverine.
By the way, the billboards are amazing. For
Billboards and bus stop benches. Yeah. The bus benches are awesome.
The like ink paintings.
Yeah, it's
fantastic.
The calligraphy paintings.
Yeah,
very cool.
I generally appreciate where this is coming. This has had a very heavy production history. At one point, Darren Aronofsky was going to direct it.
He was, and
then he left
the project
because he wanted to spend time with his family. His wife divorced him. So
well, maybe he made the right. He was trying to salvage a marriage.
And then she left. It was Daniel Craig, right? Rachel Weisz was his wife. Divorced him for Daniel Craig. That's a really Hollywood story right there.
It's also possible that Hugh Jackman actually is the Wolverine because he doesn't seem to age.
No, not at all. He looks better than he's ever looked, and apparently he's actually said that. This is the first time in an X-Men movie he's been involved with where he said he had the proper time to really get into the shape he always felt Wolverine needed to be in. He's also like 40 now. He's not the same man. And
so now we got James Mangold, who did 3:10 to Yuma, which is a pretty cool movie.
Yeah, Walk the Line, very, very
okay,
fun.
So
all this stuff is just awesome. It really gives you a better time frame for like.
It's either Nagasaki or Hiroshima. It's one of the bombs.
Yeah.
And he saves this soldier. Well, we don't know why he's there, first of all, because why is a Canadian guy over in Japan right now? He's probably in the army because he doesn't age.
He's just
Can we go back?
Yeah, let's go back a little bit here.
So he saves this guy by covering him in a manhole with his body.
And was this in the comic?
No, it
changes a lot.
No, I thought that the Wolverine storyline started way later, like 60s, not 30s.
You mean in the comics?
Yeah.
He debuted in the early 70s, but in comics they rewrite things all the time. So
I guess. Okay.
He was born during the Civil War with the name James Howlett. And then there was an X-Men Origins movie.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
Like,
that's
no
right.
one
that's
saw,
right.
No one
Origins,
liked that movie.
title.
No, I remember, and he has like bones that come out instead. No, okay. Yeah, well, I feel like that movie just jumped over so much of his life.
It did, and really that movie I think nobody wants to remember.
It sucks. I hated it.
Pretty terrible.
I loved all the other X-Men movies though.
And for a long time, this movie, The Wolverine, was going to actually be another prequel set between Origins and X-Men 1. Eventually, when James got on board, he said, "No, I want to continue because, Wolverine Logan has been feeling sorry for himself for so long. I want to continue after X-Men 3 and really show, after all this guy has been through, the pain that comes with, immortality." So I think that's a very, very good thing. I'm far more excited about this being set after X3.
That's Tokyo.
Than another prequel.
So this is present day Tokyo.
He looks pretty badass.
He hasn't aged much. So let's open the movie. Okay, we can pause there. That is Viper. The actress's name is Svetlana Kodchenkova. The character's name is Viper, and here's what's interesting. Her name, usually it's Madam Hydra, but that's a villain from the Captain America stuff.
Yeah.
Hydra, that's all. If you've all seen the first Avenger, Captain America. So those two worlds shouldn't exist because this is Fox, and that's Marvel/Disney. So I don't think they can play Hydra in this, but the character Viper, she's a skilled martial artist / teleporter. But I don't know if that's going to show in this movie.
Is she the one that rips her face?
I think she rips her face off.
We're going to see her later, but that's not really part of her powers that I know of.
Well, it is interesting too that you mentioned
that's Jean Grey. We can stop on that.
In the flashback.
Yeah, Famke Janssen there.
It is interesting that you mentioned how the Hydra thing and connecting with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because there have been a lot of rumors speculating that Fox is trying to develop their own cinematic universe. Same with Sony, trying to build it with the little intellectual property that they have, in their case, Spider-Man
and Daredevil.
Fantastic Four and Daredevil.
So they can put those 3 unities or
right.
titles together.
Right.
Which is okay because actually Spider-Man appears in the first Fantastic.
Well, Spider-Man's Sony.
Well, I know, but Spider-Man's origin, like when you first see him in the comics, is actually in a Fantastic Four comic. So that can work, but I feel like there's going to be major hurdles to bring this. I really want there to be some kind of unified.
Me too. I think it's so telling. It's so telling that usually with every other franchise, like you just look at Spider-Man, once they suck, like Spider-Man 3, they reboot it. Superman, even off the bat with Superman Returns, they reboot it. Hulk, they reboot it. Hugh Jackman and the X-Men films in general have had a string of pretty terrible, like X-Men 3 and Wolverine are pretty bad.
I wouldn't say they're that bad.
The fact that they're fine. I think it's quite admirable that they're trying to still connect everything in the same world between this and the First Class sequel / X-Men 3 sequel, Days of Futures Past. They're still trying their best to connect it in the same universe.
If we stop there for a second, go back. If you notice this bed of nails, that's not a very comfortable bed.
But
if anyone remembers,
moves.
Remembers from the first movie, there was a shot of like the skyline where like Cyclops is like, here's our plans of attack, and he has this like dashboard of like nails. That's cool. That's a connection.
You mean Magneto?
So. Yeah.
Well, no, it's we can. I don't know if we can't show the clip.
No.
But like.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and it's one of those
like those pressure beds that relieve stress.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Interesting.
Here's my question though, and this is where my not problems because I do want to get into this plot for a little bit. I'm really excited about this movie. I have to say, and the trailer made me a little. It's not like a Man of Steel trailer to me. It's not like it made me a million times more excited. It's the first time we're seeing footage after knowing about this project for so long, and I'm slightly more excited. But I do want to ask you guys, are you excited for any just single Wolverine movie? Because to me, the problem inherently with Wolverine, for me, it's kind of like the Hulk. When you give Hulk individual movies like Hulk or Incredible Hulk, like Ang Lee's film or the new one, it doesn't really work because ultimately he's a superhero, yet his entire story in individual films is all self-centric. It's all finding a cure for himself. In this case, Wolverine has to find out more of his past.
I'm fine with this.
You are? Because I like
Wolverine. I love Incredible Hulk, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I didn't like Incredible Hulk.
Edward Norton owned it.
Yeah, I mean, those movies they're fun.
It's a character piece.
And look, they're always going to get more wrong than they get right. And when they get more right than they get wrong, it's like the Avengers.
I hear you.
So just seeing these characters brought to life for me is worth the price of admission.
Right.
And that's all I need. I need to just see some of my favorite storylines told on screen, and that's
I hear you. I mean, to me, like, Hulk works best when he's with the Avengers, when he's like a Han Solo added to the team. His uniqueness is brought out.
No, I know.
Better.
I thought the Hulk worked in the Avengers better than any of the Hulk movies put together.
I completely agree, and I feel the same way about Wolverine in X-Men films. His whole struggle with his past, with his immortality, is dealt best while he's also helping save the world. Because at least, like, we're rooting for him because he's an asset to society. Whereas in this, it seems, I don't want to say, like, self-centered, because it's a drama either way. Every drama.
Well, they're not looking for an Oscar. They're looking to enjoy
I hear you, but
12-year-old boys.
I mean, but yes and no. I think that this movie looks extraordinarily enjoyable.
In the trailer, they mentioned, like, I can make you mortal. Now, isn't that kind of the same plot from Last Stand? Where, like,
that's the thing.
So, like, what's intriguing about that is, like, so he's going to become mortal, but, like, okay, you could have done that in the last movie.
That's the thing, because The Last Stand was all about how they could take away the gene effect that makes you
But the difference here is that Logan's mutation was biological, and then it became mechanical.
Well, his claws are mechanical,
I know, but I mean,
the
adamantium skeleton is more of a mechanical.
So if you got that taken away, it's still not going to do much.
That's something he really can't undo. His aging and his invincibility or his regenerative abilities are his mutation now.
I do wonder, I've always been curious about the prolonged pain in the pseudoscience of, I mean, they obviously put the adamantium exoskeleton, endoskeleton, whatever it is, in him because he can regenerate. If his regenerative abilities were somehow taken away, would just the inherent skeleton that he has kill him somehow? I mean, that's like a pseudoscience question.
People live with, like, things pinned
that's
to
true.
their legs
That's true.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think once it's in,
it's
okay.
yeah.
It's
Your
like an
body's already
indestructible
functioning.
So it
Yeah.
looks like in the trailer he gets shot with like a dart or something. But the question is, did he choose to get the "I'm not healing anymore" thing, or did it happen by accident? We don't really know.
If he wanted
from the trailer.
immortality, when people start trying to kill him, why would he try to stop them? Unless there's a bigger plot going
This
on.
is
which I
Silver
hope.
Samurai. This is another character from the Marvel Universe whose mutant power is that he can charge energy into his sword to cut through anything. Sometimes adamantium, sometimes not. So they might change it for the movie. Maybe he can cut through Wolverine's claws. But they always change things for movies. And I assume this is Viper again over here. But it looks like he's almost like a Transformer robot.
Yeah,
They're showing him.
pretty big, yeah.
It's supposed to be a guy in armor.
Now they did say that
And that's
we're going to
Viper
see
again.
some bones,
So there we
right?
go.
Some
Go
bone
back.
claws. Do you
So
think
she's
that would be in
pulling
the
off her
prequel?
face, but are we really seeing anything? It's just the same person,
I
isn't
mean,
it?
he looks extraordinarily uncomfortable here.
Some sexual tension there, too.
I mean, you see more of these nails going into him.
I think that's the coolest set piece in the trailer so far. It's very unique.
He's definitely
Also, any movie that has like snow ninjas fighting on motorcycles and
on
Wolverine claws,
motorcycles on the rooftop.
like that's gonna be an amazing sequence.
Yeah, you say that, but then Sucker Punch had stuff kind of like that, so I'm not holding.
No, come on, dude. You gotta stop. You gotta look at what's in front of you.
I'm
that's
I'm
Silver
still
Samurai.
very
Yeah,
much
there's
excited
the
about this
Samurai.
movie.
There's
I'm
the Silver
still
Samurai.
excited about this
And
film.
so James Mangold has tweeted a lot about this movie, saying it's about a sort of a raging animal, Wolverine, who's sort of uncontrollable, but then set in this society of honor and discipline, and there's sort of the contrast between the two. So that's a great.
I mean, do you see them
thing
getting
right
cut
there.
off right there?
No.
Well, like. No. So he doesn't cut through
But-
adamantium there.
I correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they actually show pictures of him with bone claws at one point during
It
the?
might have been from X-Men Origins.
Did he have bone claws in Origins?
Yeah. when
Oh,
he's,
okay.
before
I
he
only
gets
saw
the
that
Weapon
movie
X
once.
treatment.
This looks amazing.
Yeah, any bullet train sequence, kind of like Mission Impossible when Tom Cruise is up. I mean, that's the last
Yeah, but
bullet
this is
train
like even
movie I
more intense
remember.
because you're in the city and you have like the girders and stuff that hide through.
Always in the wife beater shirt.
I know. Well, I mean,
Gotta love it.
that's where Logan looks best.
All right, so
So this is based off a comic
I don't
series
think
from
so. I don't need to mess
1992
with
that Chris Claremont wrote, who's one of the biggest X-Men writers. But in that, he fights the Hand, which is, if everyone remembers the crappy movie Elektra, that was a spin-off from Daredevil. That's the
yeah.
ninja cult,
Guys, I
the
love it.
Hand.
That's my favorite Marvel movie. Period.
Elektra. So I don't know if the Hand is going to be in this, but basically the Hand is like this cult that reanimates zombies. It's like zombie ninjas. So they take corpses of dead like Japanese men
It's so bad.
and like turn them into ninjas. So I don't know if that's in this, but that's a pretty cool Marvel thing.
yeah, I think it's quite telling that after a kind of handful of duds, they still have faith in Hugh Jackman as this character to not reboot it. I think that says a lot about Hugh Jackman, a lot about how fans we feel about Hugh Jackman. He's spectacular in this role.
And he can sing. They miss.
Yeah, I'm a fan of James for the most part. I didn't see Night and Day. Did you see Night and Day, the Tom Cruise Cameron Diaz movie?
Yeah, the movie's awesome.
Really?
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I heard it got bad reviews.
Whatever.
Okay.
I loved it.
James.
Hugh Jackman has played Wolverine in how
I've
many
seen that
movies?
movie
Six.
I've
This
seen
is
that
his-
movie
anyone
like
else done
30
that?
times probably.
That's like a record now, right?
Days of Futures Past will be a seventh, yeah.
And also First Class. He has a cameo.
His cameo
Yeah,
for
that
Fox.
includes
So yeah, that
that.
counts, I
includes
guess.
that. Over Twitter, the director tweeted 10 movies that inspired Wolverine, and I think that this list has me more excited than almost anything. He said Chungking Express, one of my favorite Wong Kar-wai films, actually my favorite. French Connection, Chinatown, Outlaw Josie Wales, The Samurai Trilogy, Floating Weeds, 13 Assassins, the recent 13 Assassins, Black Narcissus, Shane, and Happy Together.
Shane. That's kind of cool.
From the trailer, I can see some of those connections. I guess a lot of it is thematic. But, I would have preferred Aronofsky. Darren Aronofsky, to see what his vision would
So
have been for this.
what did you guys think of the trailer?
I love it. I love it.
I like it a lot. It definitely makes me want to see the
I'm
movie.
excited.
The pros. I think that they've
Oh,
had
it's
enough
3D?
time.
Oh, never mind.
Wow. Okay.
Pros for this trailer. I think they've had enough time to really, in the same way that Skyfall, because of the production delays and the production issues, really made them churn out an even better script. I hope that that's the case here. Christopher McQuarrie had a lot of time to work on this, and he's a very talented writer. He did The Usual Suspects.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of talented people involved. I think the trailer is very well done, even if they kind of rushed it maybe because it was delayed. They're probably behind schedule.
It was quite delayed. Apparently, James tweeted that the trailer was delayed for the special effects reasons. So hopefully not.
Let's hope the VFX are good.
I'm ready for it though.
VFX in Fox.
I've seen every X-Men movie. I'm not gonna stop now.
Yeah.
And this one looks better than most of the other X-Men movies. But I love First Class. I know you don't like it.
I'm not that much of a fan of First Class, but I have to say it's really hard to have your expectations set so high for this when they're shooting as we speak. As of yesterday, they already started shooting the next X-Men movie, and that seems, for all intents and purposes,
that's gonna be
even
like
more epic.
That's like the Avengers of the X-Men world, right there.
This is the closest thing that they.
This is like the Iron Man 3 of the X-Men world.
Exactly. And it's also interesting too because this seems so much more of a personal kind of superhero film than say Man of Steel, which is also another epic, rousing summer thing. So there are some cards against this movie already, but I think that should only make people who really care about the character more excited because they have more to prove.
I think this is going to do really well.
However, they didn't. So far, we still haven't seen the classic yellow suit that Wolverine wears.
I don't think we ever will.
And I want to.
I do
just
not
once,
think we
just
ever
for
will.
like 2 minutes, maybe a post-credit teaser scene. And
He's going to go, what am I wearing?
Yeah, why not? Just do it.
Well, there's that gag in X1 where he says, really, these things? And then...
What do you expect? Yellow spandex? Yeah.
And First
That
Class
was 13
had
years
some
ago,
yellow.
so let's do it already. Things have changed.
I think
Obama is
he's-
president, okay? Let's just go with
Yellow
it.
spandex about his person.
All right. Anyway, for instant trailer review, I'm Jimmy.
I'm Andrew, and I'm excited for this movie.
And I'm David.